Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In previous video, we've looked at the variable font. So in this video, I'm going to continue looking at the CSS reference on MDN. Let's open this annotation, and we'll see a list of font-related rules, the CSS properties. Okay, let's start from the beginning. The first one, font. Okay, as you already know, font is shorthand property which sets for a bunch of CSS properties, including the font family, size, stretch stuff. So let's just jump to the font family. Okay. For font family, nothing special. Font selection, one thing is that font family actually, the selection is done one character at a time. So in a paragraph which mixing the alphabets and like Japanese, Chinese characters, they will be applied with different styles for different characters. So one character as a base, and the first match, first use. So okay, this is a last one is generic name. Usually we use sans serif or serif, but beside that we actually have monospace, cursive, fantasy, Sesame UI, blah blah blah, and this fan zone for Chinese. Yeah, nothing special here, just the usual family stuff. Okay, another one, font feature setting. Well, this I think I've already mentioned this in the previous video about variable font. It's very powerful. Let's take a look at font feature setting. It's a very low level CSS feature, which makes it possible to obviously interact with the font features. Let's take a look at this one, access praxis org. Okay. So for each font, this support different features like font features. This is for English. There will be something like this. Okay, if we use for this one, if we use the signature, oh, nothing changes on signature here. Still nothing. This one. If I use FF, this one. Weird. Okay, so let's try some number for this one. This is sub. Okay, let's change it. And like alternate. Okay, you see the difference between G. Yeah, this is alternative. So this kind of features, this is for English. I think this is for Chinese. There's not so many features. If we toggle this on, you can see the different positions for these commas or periods. Yeah, and these for Japanese, there's no font features. I know this is what Skia. There's no features. No features. Ooh, there are some other access. Anyway, so this is font features. This font feature setting is for that. Cool. So as it is mentioned here, whenever possible, we should use the standardized property, right? But it actually is very powerful. So for those customized font features, it is still necessary to use this. Okay. Next one. For font feature settings, this is a way I've already mentioned in the last video. This is a customized feature font which supports the time with value from 1 to 100. So this is a percentage, and they use the same joint on the anchors for the glyph, thus creating this fantastic animation effect. So we still need to use, let's say, see the usage. Where's usage? Usage here. You see that we use a font variation settings. The time, this customized one, we do 1, and when we're animation, we change it to 100. And also we add the transition. Yeah, cool. So this is the font feature setting, low level, remember. Okay, next one, font kerning. Font kerning. Let's just take a look at the example here. This one is the no kerning. This is one. Oh, this is one is kerning. This one is no kerning. You see the space actually. This is a little narrower than the normal one, right? The default value for this one is auto, so auto determines. Okay, let's see what the Chrome does. Let's remove the property normal, remove it auto. Yeah, it means Chrome actually applies font kerning. So what exactly is font kerning? We know that it's narrow. Actually, it's pretty easy to understand. Take a look at an example like this. You see, this is the case. The case above is the letters without font kerning. You see the space between the borders of each glyph is the same, totally the same, right? The next one is with the kerning. So the space actually is different. So why is this? Let's take a look at the letters with these beautiful, like straight lines as the borders. With these letters, we could just set the space the same, right? Because it's the same, and to our eyes, they are the same. But actually, for those characters like O, X, which is not the straight line as borders, for these actually, to our eyes, the space actually tends to be bigger, right? Because our eye may be focusing on the center. So this is the without kerning. The X actually is a little too far away from this letter O. That's why we need to do some adjustment to make X a little to the left. So that's called font kerning. Well, we should use it. This is font kerning. For some extreme cases, maybe you don't need it, so you can turn it off by setting font kerning to none. Oh, next one, font language override. Okay, we could use the font language override to English and override Turkish glyph. I don't know what this is. It seems that not all browsers, only Firefox supports this now. So as this says, this is useful when the typeface you're using, okay, you're using a font, but it lacks the property support for the language. So you use the override for the another glyph. They are similar, like English and Turkish. I don't know. They are similar, but it has slight differences, right? So you can only use. Okay, if you don't use this, maybe it will be applied with another font, right? But you want to use this font, but this font doesn't support the Turkish, right? Suppose, and you can use English alphabet as an alternative. So pretty interesting. Next one, font optical sizing. I've also mentioned this in the previous video. Let's take a look. So that's another problem for the human eyes. So the letter, if it is smaller, actually it's harder to read. When it's bigger, it's easier to read. That's why for smaller font, like 12 pixel here, we make it thicker, the stroke. But with 144 pixel, it's big enough, so we use thinner stroke. So this is for better visual effect. That's called font optical sizing. Yeah, this is auto. So this is none. This is small. This is big. You see, auto it will be narrower. For this smaller font, it will be bolder, right? Yeah, this is cool. So I think you should use auto. Okay, as you said, small text size is often rendered with thicker stroke and larger serifs, whereas larger text is often rendered more delicately with more contrast. Cool. Next one, font size. Nothing special. It's defined with numbers or this X is small, larger, smaller, or nth, percentage. Nothing special. Okay, next one, font size adjust. The font size adjust property sets the size of lowercase letters relative to the current font size. Well, this is another way of adjusting the font size. Let's jump to the examples directly. Okay, the first one is without any font size adjustment. So we set the 10 pixel. Let's also set the line height to 1. Okay, the next one is a different font with Verdana. We set the line height to 1. This is one, the adjusted times. We set the line height to 1. They all have the same font size with 10 pixel. But the third one, we had extra font size adjust was to be 0.58, which is the same as the Verdana. So what it is, what it is this one? Well, actually, if we set the font size with 14 pixel with adjust was with 0.5, it means the lowercase letters of the font should be 7 pixel with the font size multiplied by the adjustment. Why is this? Let's take a look at the example here. So if we put two fonts together, you will see the difference between the X height, the smaller case, versus the font size, right? The ratio is not the same. For this font, it has a smaller ratio. So if you put together, it's kind of weird, right? But if we adjust the next one with the accurate font size, we make it bigger, so we can align the smaller letters. It will be easier to read. But if we do this, we have different font size, which is hard to manage. So that's why we could apply the font size adjust, which means to align the smaller letters with the X height. Great, that's why we do this to the third example. We set it to 0.8. That means the height of the smaller letters here actually is 4.8 pixel. But before, it will be much smaller. This is 10. This is 10. So this is much smaller. Yeah. Let's see what it is. Maybe 4. Maybe 3. Maybe something about 0.3, right? So if we were to align Verdana, it would be 0.58. Let's change to these two, not p tag but span, to make them inline to see the difference. So if we without this, you will see that, okay, this text use Verdana, blah, blah, blah. This is 10 pixel. It suddenly becomes too small. If I apply to this, okay, relative large lowercase, this is, it's kind of easier to read, right? So this is the font size adjust. Interesting. Just usually we don't change the value for this one. Font smooth. Okay, this is not standard yet. Oh, we already. Oh no. No, not standard. So you said you should not use it, but in WebKit browsers like on Mac, we usually use this WebKit font smoothing and anti-alias, right? So what it is actually does, it's pretty simple actually. Not as simple. I mean, actually it handles how we handle I would say the edge of each font glyph. Because suppose that a pixel, those edges might not be a full pixel, right? So how we handle the edges. There will be two methods. One is subpixel smoothing, which means to show the border, to show the edges. Not showing, but make it like display it better. I would say that will make the font appear to be bolder, right? To be bolder, smoother. But if we use the in a contrast mode with the dark mode, that's actually just give us some blurry effect. If you take a look at this, yeah, it's blurry because the edges are displayed with the gray area border, the edges. If we use the anti-aliased, the edges will be removed, so it will be a sharper, right? So this is for the white background. You will see that actually comparing to the suffix, so it's not that good. But for the dark mode, like this, which will be easier to read, it's not blurry, right? So the rule of thumb, if you use the dark mode, anti-alias is pretty good to. You should use it. And for some buttons with background, you should use this. I think font smoothing. But if you use light mode, don't use it, and it's still not standardized yet. Okay, font stretch. Okay, the font selected for a given value of font stretch depends on the phase is supported by the font in its question. So if the font supports it, like okay, like the fonts here, Helvetica New, it supports different. It doesn't support. It only supports like 2, right? Only 2, half, and 100. So it's discrete values, not continuous. And for these, a variable font is support a lot of different values, right? But because for variable, the values are continuous, not discrete. So this means to stretch the glyph. Cool. Font style. Okay, italic or oblique. Okay, the difference between italic and oblique is it's interesting. So the italic usually have different font faces, so they have different design for it, especially for that italic. But oblique doesn't have a different font. It's face. It's just tilts the normal face with a special angle. With the explanation on Wikipedia. Oblique value is a type that is slanted but lacking cursive letter form, which features like a non-descending F and double story A, like true italics. Maybe this will be easier to understand. For variable font, there will be a slant axis, right? So this is for oblique actually. It doesn't change the shapes, but just tilt them. Yeah, okay, not here. I'm sorry. Yeah, this one. You see the angle just changes with the typeface keeping the same. But italic might be different. They have different shapes. So this is italic. Oh, this one. Okay, so these actually we could use the font variable settings. Currently, font style oblique is not supported on all the browsers yet. Next one, synthesis. Well, yeah, this is very simple. So for font, doesn't support the font weight or font style, like usually for CJK font, but Chinese, Japanese, Korean usually don't have the weight and italic stuff, and so this browsers will synthetically create it for them. And if you don't want them, I think you want them. Alright, if you don't want them, you could turn them off by this font synthesis none. It's not supported on Chrome yet. Okay, font variant. This is shorthand for a bunch of other properties. So let's jump to another one. Font variant alternates. Okay, there are a lot of values. Yeah. Let's just jump to the okay. There will the I think this one. As we said, the alternates actually has the value for What is? Okay. Here's the salt. SS02. Swash. Is there a swash here? There's no swash. Huh. Okay. What does swash mean? Swash CSWH? No. The example? No, it's not supported except on Firefox. Anyway, historic forms hist. No hist. Really? Okay, this website is hard to interact. Oh, this is history. There is history here, you see. But oh. Yeah, you see. Okay, font variant alternate. It's like if you said historic forms. This font called, what's this font? Break GRK oblique variable regular. If you change it, return is on hist. You see this F has changed to S. Wow, this is S? First time seeing it. Okay, what size? Yeah, change to historic form. Let's turn off the others. Fraction? No. Lignature? I think this something should be lignature. This one? Yeah. Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, if we turn on the lignature, you see that FL will be put together without any space between them. Okay, so this is the alternates with the historic. Okay. The lignature is a different property called font variant lignature. Okay, this is the same here. So the CSS standards actually pick up the common ones, and with these properties we don't need to set the font variable settings, the low level low level CSS property, right? Okay, let's take a look at this one. Caps. Okay, this is normal, this is small caps, this is all small caps. Yeah, it is what it is. East Asian. Yeah, so actually for the characters in Chinese, in Japanese, in Korean, they have these characters, and these characters has different versions, just like the historical form stuff. And suppose, yeah, this is the traditional one, this is the normal one. So traditional one, normal one, they have different glyphs, and we could use like this one font variants East Asian traditional, and just to show them in different format, in different glyphs. Okay, font variation lignature. Yeah, this is what we tried before. You see that FI here. This is normal. This is no lignature. This is lignature. Numeric. This is normal. This is /0. Actually, /0 is the open type value 0. Let's take a look at the font 0 stuff. Yeah, there is. But there's no 0, right? Okay, let's say 0. Okay, A, 1, 2, 3, 0. If we turn the 0 on, yeah, you see the slashed one. To make it different from the O. Position. Position is the short for what? Short for sub. Position. Normal. Sub. Super. Okay, there's sub. Yeah, sub, supers. Okay, if we turned on the subs. Subs. Yeah, A, 1, 2, 3, 0. If it's B. Okay, so it means that the numbers are are rendered differently, right? Subs. Okay. Another one, font variant settings. Yeah, this is a low level. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, font variation settings per low level to font variable font. I'm sorry. But feature settings is for open type font, even though they're not variable font. Still support those cool styles. I see. So font variation settings, we could set the different axes with the continuous numbers as the continuous values between the ranges. So like axis weight, width, slant, italic, and optical sizing. We could actually change them like continuously. Oh, this is not good. Let's use the inspector. This is weight. Normally, it will support 100, 200 to 900, right? But now we could choose any number we want. They will render nicely. Yeah, this is too slow. Wait a minute. This is not variable font. This is variable font. I don't know what it is. This font family. Oh yeah, this is not. This is variable font. Huh? Oh, they are changing, but it's just the changes are so small that I can't see it. I'm sorry. Okay, for this one. Huh? Ah, I'm sorry. Font weight. Yeah, if you set through font weight, it's discrete. But if you use the font variation setting, it's continuous. Oh, I see. Let's take a look. Yeah, they are changing. Like if you choose 100, but the changes are so small that I can see it clearly. Anyway, this is slant. If you 10, yeah, 11, 12, yeah, cool. Font weight, normal bold or with numbers. This is discrete values. If for font variable font, you should use the font variable settings. Okay. Line height. Usually we use numbers, right? We use numbers, so it will be the font size multiplied by the number. Also, we could use percentage, but number is good. Line height step. This is something cool. This is the first time I knew it. This means that if we set a line height step, the font would take up, the line would take up the take up multipliers of this height. If it's 18 points, if it could be placed in, it will take up the 18 points. If not, it will take 2 and then try 3. Cool. I don't see the usage for this one. Anyway. Okay, so that's all for these font series. I hope it helps. It actually is very deep topic, and I hope this will be the end of our journey on the fonts. Okay, in the next video about CSS, we will take a look at the interesting one called attribute. Okay, ATTR. Stay tuned. See you next time. Bye bye.